Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I hope you're keeping track of what's happening over in UK. But a couple days ago, the spokesman for the BP, or the head honcho of the BP, put out that they might have to do some rationing of gasoline and diesel. This is because of not a shortage of the actual product, but a shortage of drivers to get it from point A to point B. And that was probably the wrong things to say, because the very usually quiet and patient UK people decided they were all going to go fill up. So now you're having a worse problem. You're having long lines, panic buying, and creating more problems, and probably going to drive the price up higher. So hopefully, I know I have some preppers that watch me over in the UK. Hopefully you're set and you've already keep your cans topped off in your garage. Keep your vehicle topped off as much as possible, and hopefully you're set. They also have some problems over there with the shortage of natural gas. It's exploded in price. It's also causing some chemical plants to shut down, one of them being a large fertilizer producer, which will then create problems down the road in the spring. Also, there's been a little bit of panic buying with food because of shortages of the truck drivers being able to get it from point A to point B. Energy prices, electrical energy has gone up a lot over there, inflation. So it's causing a lot of problems over there. So we can look across the ocean and see those problems and be getting better prepared to deal with those problems. If you don't have a fuel plan, get a fuel plan. If it's only an extra 5 gallons of gas that you fill up and then rotate through, I have left gas sit for 7-8 months in a very good controlled environment, and I've had absolutely no problems running in my truck. None at all. But it'd be better for you to rotate it way before then. So if you're in the United States, look across the pond and see what they're having problems with. We had our problems with fuel just a few months ago with the pipeline shutting down. Hopefully you learned some lessons. Some of you probably learned a lesson and you forgot it and you've gotten lazy. Figure out your plan for fuel. You might not be able to store hundreds of gallons of fuel, but even 5 or 10, 15 gallons safely stored can get you out of a pinch. Will provide a little bit of cushion. But you hardcore preppers that live out in the country that have access to being able to store fuel a little safer, you need to be thinking, is 100 gallons enough? Is 200 gallons enough? That goes by what you need. If you got a couple generators, you need the fuel. What good is the generator if you're not going to store a large amount of fuel to keep it running? So prepping is so individualized. I can share what I'm doing with you, but you have to take that and apply it to your life. If you live in an apartment, it's going to be hard for you to store fuel. What you need to do is maybe have an extra 5-gallon empty gas can in your trunk. That if you know emergency is going to happen, yes, you can fill up. It's risky, but if you have no place to store that fuel, I don't want you driving around with 5 gallons of extra fuel in your trunk. That could be dangerous. If you are out in the suburbs, you can store probably a little bit more. Come up with a plan, maybe in your backyard, under something, and then just rotate that fuel out and keep using it. But safety first. If you're out in the country, no excuse. If you're a hardcore prepper and you say, oh, I got 6 months worth of food, a year's worth of food, you need to have a fuel plan. You need to have it stored for your vehicles, for all your chainsaws, your tractor. So think about the fuel plan you have. And if it's not right, get it right now, so you're not panicking at the last second. I need to fill up some cans. I have some empty ones that, no excuse. I've just been too busy on YouTube, too busy talking to people, but no excuse. I need to fix that. It's not that I don't have a few dollars to put money into that project and get some more fuel. I'm just too busy, but I need to, in the next few days, solve that problem, fill up those empty 5-gallon cans. And I like 5-gallon cans. I had a 275-gallon gas tank and I got rid of it. The reason is, one hole in that 275-gallon tank, I've lost a lot and I've created a huge problem, a safety problem. So I have only one right now, 55-gallon drum with a nice pump on it. I have a couple extra drums that are just sitting there. That would be like a worst case event. If I knew something was happening, yes, I'd be one of those panic buyers that would go out and fill up my fuel. Hopefully I'd beat the rush. But I like 5-gallon gas cans. The reason is they're very portable. They're safer because you're only dealing with a leak with 5 gallons. When I transport the fuel, I'm only filling up 5, 6, or 7. There is a limit where over, I think, 50 gallons. Don't quote me on that. You guys that are truckers and you guys hazmat guys will know. But there is a limit. But what I always do when I'm transporting the fuel in the back of my truck, I take a plastic tote and I take an extra 5-gallon can that I'm not going to fill up. That way, if I do discover a leak in one, I can immediately put it in that larger tote. It will contain the fuel. That's for OPSEC, so I don't have to deal with the local fire department because there's 5 gallons of gas in a parking lot. I don't have to deal with 5 gallons of gas in the back of my truck creating a hazard dripping down onto my exhaust. So it's safety and it's for OPSEC, so I don't have to get anyone involved in a spill. So if you got a leak, you can just set it in that big tote and get home. In my case, I always have a spout and an extra 5 gallons so I could transfer it over so it doesn't go to waste. I told you to have a relaxing weekend, love on the family, do a little prepping. This little bit of prepping might be your fuel plan. Your fuel plan might be a little bit behind like mine because I've gotten lazy. I need to fill up a couple cans. Thanks for watching.